field because that's what my parents wanted, and I, of course, have an aptitude for it. And I explored that, and I became a nurse almost 15 years ago. And once I've always had art in the background. It's just I didn't have the financial means to really explore it. But once I became a nurse, shortly after, I was able to really engage and invest money into my creations. So I opened a warehouse studio in Miami about 11 years ago. That was on a whim. I didn't know what was going to happen, and it ended up becoming a collaborative. And I invited 5 other artists to join me, and it became a second family for about 5 years. But all the while, the nursing, which I love nursing, but it has its own different type of personality you have to have for that. It also funded the art, and it allowed me to remain curious and to explore and to remain authentic in the arts without any need to sell it or any commercial aspect of it contaminating the mission, which is, I think, just to engage and react with our environment. And especially in today's world, at least what's always on my mind is the future in terms of where is our planet going to be 30, 40, 50 years from now? And what can we do now to help make sure that we do have a sustainable planet to live on? And so that's why a lot of the artwork that you have there currently is a lot of repurposed material, things that would have otherwise ended up in a landfill. And I think I applied the work so that it can be rendered appropriately and it should last well after I'm dead. But at the same time, it was my attempt to engage in this conversation that I think is on everyone's mind, that our world is in peril, is in danger, so to speak. I was the Captain Planet generation when that was popular back in the 80s. And I think that it just completely speaks into the art, and it adds a whole different dimension to it. It adds texture, it adds just this general concern, and it allows for, the work to be random and almost as if I'm working in tandem with some kind of whatever celestial energy we're all engaged in. So it's it's a lot of that. But that's part of the reason why I went into abstracts, is because it allows me to explore my curiosity and be in connection with the world around me most efficiently.
Okay, and the material, so it's oil, and you paint it with a brush, with a paint brush, or on paper, or what? How does it work? How does a picture like this, a painting like this, rising up?
So a lot of those works, especially the ones with high texture, start with waste products like cardboard and waste paper, especially in today's world where everything's shipped and we have an abundance of waste material in packaging. They start like that in a way that they're set with an acrylic polymer. They're embalmed essentially, and then applied to a cotton rag. So all that paper is high quality cotton rag. But then after a textural base is established, and after basically I'm content with that I saved some things from going to a landfill, then I get to express my anxiety and my angst in a lot of ways. And so I started throwing paint. I want to say it was back in 2016 when we were going through an election here. Another election year in the United States is a time of very high anxiety, especially in 2016. And so I started throwing the paint as a way of releasing that anxiety. In addition, in my personal life, I had managed to advance my career to ICU, and ICU is a whole different level of anxiety in terms of nursing. And so combined, I started throwing paint in in a womb, so to speak. I created like a plastic room, completely wrapped in plastic from ceiling to floor. And I've always needed a space like that, and I'm able to go in there and let it out and do whatever needs to happen, and see where the dust settles, and then extract from that. So, and that's where I'm getting to engage. Like it's beyond me. I'm engaging some kind of energy that connects us all, and I'm able to then help myself through whatever trial or tribulation I'm going through at the time.
Okay, and so I just sent you some questions I want to ask you, but so you read the questions and you answered all before I was able to ask them. So just let us know maybe your plans. So what is the way now? You live in San Francisco. You want to go to another city, or back to Miami or New York, or when will you be next time in New York? I will be there in 3 weeks.
Oh, I'm planning to go back to Miami when I'm done here in San Francisco for a period of time, maybe for October through the new year. And then I'm hoping to be back in New York in April of 2025. Mm-hmm. That's the hope. Again, we're in another election cycle, so it depends on what the world looks like in 2025. But assuming that we're still intact, I would like to be in New York and back in the Soho or High Line art scene and just engaging, because that is always very fulfilling. And you know, I need breaks from nursing. Nursing is I love the career, but it could take you over and turn you into a nurse ratchet if you're not careful. You have to have respite, and the art provides that. And it allows me to like remain human. And at the same time, without nursing, if I just did art all the time, I think I would probably end up in a psychiatric ward. I think I would really lose touch with reality. So I need the nursing to help ground me and keep me disciplined in something that's the other side of my brain, as well as, in the end of the day, it financially completely funds the art, so that I can never worry about the financial aspect of creating work, so that the work can remain authentic.
Okay. Gut. Gibt es denn Fragen sozusagen? Wer traut sich? Oder ich versuche es zu übersetzen. Sonst können wir das auch, fand ich jetzt eigentlich eindrucksvoll und okay. Soweit gerne beenden. Also, so there are no more questions. I also don't have any questions, and I think it was a good opening for us, and we got a good impression about your thinking and all the things which is around you, and so I'm sure whatever happens in the elections this autumn, so New York City is the place to be.
Yeah.
So if Trump is coming back, so New York City will be the liberal place in the United States, and you have to be there. Okay.
Thank you for encouraging me.
So
I just wanted to share, this is one of my most recent pieces since we've talked. So I just wanted to share that, just so you guys can see. This is my personality, so to speak, the black parts. And I don't know, it's just an idea.
Okay. Also, thank you very much, and we will see each other. Have a good time.
Yes, I look forward to it. Thank you. Bye. Thanks.
Ja, das war doch wie gesagt, das war einfach, das war Sonntagvormittag, da wollte ich ins Museum gehen, da stand da mit so einem Karren da rum und hat seine Bilder verkauft und sagte, German tourists love my paintings. Und dann dachte ich mir, naja, und er hat dann auch noch gesagt, nächstes Jahr möchte er nach Italien zur Biennale, hat aber dann leise dazu gesagt, als Visitor, not as artist. Jetzt hat es offensichtlich mit der Biennale ja doch nicht geklappt, deswegen müssen wir das per Video machen. Aber das Erstaunliche ist jetzt für mich mit diese Streifenstrukturen, also als wir jetzt dieses Frühjahr auf der Art Karlsruhe waren, an jedem zweiten Stand sind Bilder gewesen, die diese Streifen, diese abstrakten Streifen einfach aufgegriffen haben. Hallo, und insofern liegen wir da, glaube ich, jetzt mit dieser Ausstellung ganz gut im Trend. Er hat ja gesagt, er ist ein armer Künstler und braucht dringend auch den Umsatz, deswegen greifen Sie zu. Das Bild kostet 600 €, alle gleich und denke ich, ist auch überschaubar. Das sind signiert auf der Rückseite und jetzt bedanke ich mich, dass Sie gekommen sind, trotz dieses schönen Sommerwetters und der erste richtige laue Sommerabend eigentlich in diesem, naja, zumindest in den letzten 2 Wochen. Die Spielregeln kennen Sie ja alle, hinten gibt es was zu trinken, da ist so eine Kuh irgendwie, da kann man was reinwerfen, wenn man möchte und sonst machen wir ein bisschen Musik noch an und schauen Sie die Bilder an und unterhalten Sie sich gut. Also vielen Dank fürs Kommen nochmal.
Ich wollte gleich nochmal fragen, das bin ich ganz verstanden mit den Farben. Wo kriegt ihr die Farben?
Die holt er praktisch